Mr. McCoy. And here we are. We live. We got 3 alphas on the podcast. That is a first. I sure appreciate you, brothers.
Man,
1119.
oh, 6.
And there we have it. You know what I'm saying? It's a new year. And we have my good frat brother, SFA. I owe him you. Visiting us today on the podcast, and he's gonna let us know a lot about his son, Mr. McCoy at Tennessee, by way of Oregon State, by way of Whitehouse. You know, so in between all of that little journey right there, that zig and that zag, you're gonna fill us in on what we don't know and what we missed. Okay. I guess he'll be right back. But yes, he's gonna fill us in on the story of the young man who had an incredible year this year at Tennessee, playing DB, and he graduated from Whitehouse. And a lot of y'all who don't know where Whitehouse, Texas is, the man who made that popular is a 3-time MVP. What? No, Patty Mahomes is 2-time MVP. Well, that's what it is, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah, that's where he went.
That's where Patrick Mahomes went to school too. So, of course, he had a great story about that. And when I reached out to him and I'm talking to him, I was like, man, with him going, to White House, I'm pretty sure you got a connection with Patty Mahomes. He's like, I'm gonna say that for the show. And then about 5 minutes later, I get a little text message with a picture, and it's little man with Patrick Mahomes all,
Yeah, that's dope.
Man, I wonder what's going on. Let me reach out to him because he said he was on his phone. Yeah. So you and your pooling. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pivot. You know what I'm saying? Talk to us about your little journey, man, because shoot pool ain't something everybody do.
Man, it started out as a hobby, and just like with the pandemic, we always go back to things that we kind of did growing up, just like drawing. A lot of people don't know that I'm a pretty good drawer, so I started doing that. And then once I moved to Houston, man, I just started back shooting pool. It was a trial and error, but it's like riding a bicycle. Once you get back into it, your game come back, and so just slowly climbing up that chart. Trying to actually become eventually a professional. And so it's a journey. I win a lot, I lose a lot, but that's a part of the growth.
So what exactly would it take for you to be a professional? Because I know you done climbed them ranks already. So
yes, I went from rank 15th to now I'm 11th. So it depends on what tournaments that you play in. They calculate points. And so how many points did I win? So the further you get into the tournament, if you make the final 4, if you get down to the final 2, you win so many points. And so from there, you can go to other different tournaments throughout the city and play in. And so once they calculate all that, then they begin to, label you with your rankings. And so right now I'm just like in a neighborhood bar, which they play every Wednesday. He just started a new one on Friday that I'm starting to kind of go into just to get a feel of different players. Most of my losses believe it or not, come from women, so.
Well, I don't really know if that matters in that kind of a sport. It's like playing dominoes.
Well, it doesn't matter, but you kind of go in. Oh, okay, I got this. I know I got this, but those the ones sit back. Exactly. It'd be close games, man, and it really comes down to putting yourself in a position to make a shot that you feel comfortable with. A lot of times I got to play defense because I may not feel comfortable with a shot that a person can make. And so I'll go on a defensive end, and then, people kind of question why you didn't take that shot. Well, you got to feel comfortable with that shot because, once you miss a shot and you playing against somebody good, you may not get a chance to, shoot again. So defense is definitely key in shooting pool. You need to know your at least your next 3 shots when you're shooting.
He said his next 3 shots, man. I ain't never thought past the shot that was in front of me playing pool.
It's,
So
it's,
I'm like,
and
I plan on being down there during spring break, man. I have to come. We're gonna have to broadcast if we do broadcast during spring break at the pool hall because I want to see this live myself. You there?
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm having some technical difficulties today myself. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know if it's the area or whatever. But
Man, it's the McCoy show. You know, it's always gonna be some try to keep us from speaking to the man. You know what I mean?
I ain't the man, but God is good, man.
You are tonight, my man. It's
Okay,
all about you, baby.
Exactly.
Tupac in the building. It's all
all right.
about you, Mr. McCoy. But yeah, man, talk to us about your son. You know, how it all this started, you know, growing up. Like what sports did he, play? Because it might not have been football. You know, what did he start off playing for?
Well, Jamad is, of course, he got a family full of athletes, man. So he was gonna be born with something in his hand, first of all. And before I say this, man, I want to tell y'all, man, y'all have a great show, man. I love what y'all doing on here, man. Keep doing that, man. That's real, the positivity that y'all are spreading, man, and the inspiration, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. I want to tell y'all thank you for that. But
Man, appreciate you.
but yeah, Jamad, man, he was born with something in his hand, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever it was, because of our family and our background. That's what, pretty much it was just going to be. But so I mean, growing up, he's always we always felt like there was something in him. Like I said before, our family is athletic, and we didn't really just force nothing on him, but we just they came as sports came. We just put something in his hand, whether it be golf,
Okay.
from golf to baseball to whatever it is. He's just always been pretty good at whatever we throw at him. To be honest with you.
So what sports did he play in high school then? Let's start there.
Well, in high school, he actually played. He played football, basketball, track. He ran track in baseball. Yeah, so he did. He pretty much.
Both sports. That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
talking about.
pretty much. Well, he did it all until his sophomore year. He had to let go of the basketball because of the baseball. But strictly was football, baseball, and pretty much he was doing. It was a sprinkle of track because he couldn't go to track practice all the time. I got a good story about that as well. But in football, I mean, in high school, it was mainly football and baseball, and then some track, sprinkle track into that as well. But he's always been good in everything. He's always excelled in everything from a little boy, all the way up to now. I believe he did. I know he brought Whitehouse one of their Little League championships. I'm not gonna say the first, but I know he brought a Little League championship at football.
Who were they playing against? Were they playing against like Longview, Marshall?
You're right. It was local. Yeah, they had to go through the Tyler Lions, and they had to go.
They don't give them away though. You know what I'm saying? You earn those.
Oh yeah, you got to earn them back. Texas. So yeah, they had a host full of guys, man. That they had a Chapel Hill and people like that they had to go through to win the championship, and he did do that in Little League, and then in baseball. I know when he was younger, he was a U Triple SA All-American. That's like a Select 30 All-American. That's when we went to Disney, to Florida, and
he was on. That's on TV right there.
right. And he was he was one of the out of there was a lot of guys out there. Probably out of 400 or 500 kids, man, they only chose 60. 30, I would say 30 on 60 on 60 and all, 30 on each side.
Okay.
And he got select 30 All-American in that as well. But and he's always, like I said, he's always found a way to succeed. I do like the fact that he's always more than anything. God did bless him with a gift, but he always put the work behind it, and that's been the biggest thing, man. You know the saying, I'll take hard work over talent if talent don't work hard. So hard work gonna be talent all the time, and that's one thing that I can really say that he put behind was his hard work behind talent. And
I mean, he don't have no off season. He's staying busy, so he's steady grinding. He's steady competing. He's steady getting better at this sport. So that's the off season. The different sports that he's competing at, because you know what I'm saying, it's not the same muscles being repetitive. So
correct.
yeah,
Correct.
I love it. So
I got a question for you. So I think we all know at some point when we got it. Like, man, I know I'm pretty good at this. So once your son realized, okay, football is it for me, I got this. What was your message to keep him, focused on that?
Well, it wasn't really a message. It was just more so of guidance. Whatever he was going to do, I didn't care what it was. I told him he was going to have to do it to the best of his potential, and I was going to. And that's even from grades to whatever it was. I was going to, we not only with me, his mom and his stepdad as well. We were going to push him to be the best. Wasn't going to be any cutting corners and things like that. No, we were going to push him to be the best, and that was pretty much my message, or that was just what it was at that particular time. That was just.
I think we lost your voice. Let me hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I think you had just broke up for a second there.
Oh, okay.
All right, so he's in high school. He's playing football, and what's after the football? What comes, track or baseball first?
Baseball.
How did his senior year go in football?
Well, it went a lot better than his junior year, and it did. He had a really good senior year. The junior year went well as well, and what I mean by that is, as a team, I believe as a team they only won 2 games. I believe maybe 2 or 3 games. So just to give the whole totality of his whole story. So of course, growing up in East Texas, that's where he was in Whitehouse. At that particular time, and it was his junior year, they were, like I said, they only won like 2 games. They really wasn't doing well, but he was doing well. And how he got to the point where he is right now, just got ESPN All-American, is very unique. So his junior year, he was making really good plays, but his team wasn't doing well. So of course, we're getting his film out to all these coaches, these colleges. He don't have no offers right now as a junior. In these days, if you don't have no offer by the time you're a junior, you behind the 8 ball big time. So, we knew what he could do. We knew what he had in him, and that he could help at that point of time. It was a Power 5. We knew he could help a big time D1 Power 5 team. So getting his film out or whatever, really wasn't getting no type of action at all. It's funny because people think that that he was all this and all that in high school, or he was getting these recognitions. He really wasn't. And I mean, sad to say, one of those things is that if you're not on a really good team, you're not gonna really get too many scouts that's gonna come look at you. I mean,
or playing against big time teams where they can see you too.
Right, or just playing. Well, the thing is, you gotta win. I remember one time, I won't say the school, but I sent out his tape to a scout, and the scout really loved him. He was like, oh yeah, we need him on the team. And meet with my director of scouting tomorrow, and I can see us offering this guy crazy. So the next day he called me, and he was really disturbed himself. He was like, man, I showed him the film to my director, man, and he was like, okay, cool. What school he go to? Blah 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 blah. What's the record? I told him what the record was, and he said that the director of scouting looked at him, was like, hey man, we only want the best people from the best schools, man. So no, we're not really interested in him.
And some schools only look at those ratings, and that's what they recruit. Right. They don't look at film, and that's their loss.
Right.
That's their loss.
And that was the thing. I don't understand that a lot of guys, they just look at stars. Of course, he didn't have no offers at that time, but they're not really doing their real homework. We had a lot of schools that ended up that wasn't really trying to, offer him, a scholarship, just because of that. I mean, the stars he had, of course, he didn't have no stars. But to make I say long story short, but we'll move on. So eventually, he did get he was getting some scholarship offers, but they wasn't D1 offers. They was not D1A offers, and so on down the line, finally a D1 school did offer him, but when they offered him, they basically told him that we're going to offer you, but the offer is not committable. That's what they told him. A lot of people don't understand when you get out. A lot of these guys, they get all these offers. A lot of times, all these offers they're not committable. So that and what it means is,
That's crazy.
You get all
they
these offers.
teased you would have cared.
Yeah, right. You get all these offers and try to commit. They're gonna say, oh well, hold on. We don't want you to commit right now.
They waiting on somebody else to see what they gonna do.
It happens all the time. So they offered him, and it was Oregon State, but they said it was not committable at that time. Being straight up. So Jamad, of course, stuff like that, he didn't care. He was like, man, I know I'm good for somebody. I'm gonna do this. So he worked hard during the summer. This was after his junior year. Worked hard coming his senior year. His senior year, he went even harder. He was still the same Jamad, but he was doing his thing. And it was to the point where, I like the fact that it didn't discourage him. It kind of made me feel some type of way, because then it came to a point where on his highlights, he was actually doing people in that was actually already committed to big time schools.
Yeah.
Big time schools. And I remember one time, man, I wanted to send his tape, his highlight to this one school where they had this guy, he was like a 4-star or whatever. And Jamal was doing him left and right. And my brother said, "No, man, don't send that to him, because that's this guy. We don't want to mess this kid up." And I was kind of frustrated. I was like, "Man, Jamal is doing this guy, and this is supposed to be their man or whatever." But I ended up.
So let me ask you: did he just play defense, or did he play offense and defense?
He played offense and a little defense, but his main position was offense. That's what he was. He was
what position?
Receiver.
Okay.
He played all receivers junior year. In his senior year, he played a little defense when they were up, or they just really needed for him to be on the guy. He would play a little defense, but he was an offensive guy.
Okay.
So, but that was the thing. I'm glad you asked that. So Oregon State, they said, well, we're gonna recruit you for cornerback. If you don't mind playing cornerback, we'll recruit you for cornerback. So Jamal just kind of went on. So a little later on during the season, like I said, Jamal was doing guys left and right in receiver. It was ridiculous. So all of a sudden we get a call from Oregon State. They said, "Hey man, we've been watching what you're doing, man. You're killing this season. We need you to come on down, and it's gonna be an official visit." Of course, everybody's excited. We get down there. And they, we love to visit, and they was like, hey, and I'm sorry, let me back up. In the summertime, he actually ended up committing, because before your senior year, you want to commit. So he actually committed before the season, the senior season got going. He committed to Tulane. That's where he committed to. He committed to Tulane.
In New Orleans.
Yeah, in New Orleans. That's where he committed to. He got offered from Tulane, and he committed to Tulane. But of course, Tulane is not Power 5. He always wanted to go Power 5.
Gotcha. And I like Tulane too.
What's that?
I like Tulane too.
Tulane is a really good school. At that point of time, they had
they got a good defense.
Oh yeah. So the fast forward, went up there, got the big treatment or whatever. They said, "We really want you." Jamal thought about it a couple of weeks, couple of days. He ended up decommitting to Tulane, and he committed to Oregon State. And his reason is because he knew that he could play Power 5. but that was his only Power 5 offer was Oregon State.
Well, let me tell you this, and I went to DeSoto and honor to Coach Jim Brown, man. He always told us, no matter how big you think you are or how little that college is, whoever they offer you, you fill out every one of those applications because all it takes is one.
Exactly.
All it takes is one. He put that, man, he never lied because that's all it takes, man. And look how that skyrocketed. So from Tulane to Oregon State, we at Oregon State. No. We can't go to Oregon State because I gotta have you tell the story of the state championship.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, let me go back. I'm getting there. So Oregon State says, yeah, we like you, whatever. So he actually ended up decommitting to Tulane and then committed to Oregon State. So that was like in December around 1st of December. So we come around, of course you got baseball season and then you got track. So his senior year, he goes into baseball season. They had a really, 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 really good team. And they had I think they went to like 2 games before the state or whatever. But at the same time, it was track season. And like I said before, he did a little track. He really mainly, did track, help out the track team. He just always been athletic. So they told him, he really wasn't doing much running. So they was like, hey, come do the long jump, triple jump. That's pretty much what he did. So he's playing baseball and he's running track, of course. And he's crazy because, as he's doing this, he's actually winning. Like he's winning the long jump and he's winning the triple jump. This is in East Texas. So we like, wow, this gonna probably be something. So he gets the district. And in between baseball, he goes out there. He ends up winning district. Everybody's kind of looking around like, okay, whatever. And so after district, they have like a by-district meet. He ends up killing the by-district in the long jump and triple jump. So won that. So next thing you know, he's still going to baseball, whatever. So next thing you know, they have the regionals. The regionals was here in Dallas. Or what have you, well, really in Arlington. So he got out there in Arlington, and at the same time, remember, they're in the playoffs now. So he's literally going from playoffs on Friday to jumping on Saturday. Seriously. He gets there.
I love it.
He gets there. They had a playoff game in Whitehouse. He gets down to Arlington the next morning. Ends up now, like I said, we expect the best, but we know like he's not even in track shape.
So this is his first year doing long jump and triple jump?
It was actually his second year.
Okay, okay, cool.
About it, as far as trying. So it's actually his second year. So he gets out there at the regionals before state. He gets out there now, wins the long jump. We like, okay, okay. And I mean, and there's some dogs out there. There's guys out there that do this. This is all they do. And they compete, but he's a competitor as well. Gets out there, wins the long jump, kills it, wins the triple jump. We like, what? We looking like, man, we going to state. Not in one event, but 2 events. But that's the competitiveness in him. That's just who he is. So in between, I would say this, in between his practices, yes, he had to do some type of long jump, but he was really devoting most of his time to baseball because the baseball team was winning.
I mean, of course.
Yeah. So couple of weeks later, of course, state comes, and this is what was crazy to me. They had a playoff game that night. It was like at 7:30 at night. The Friday before or the Thursday before the state track meet. No. Friday before the state track meet, they had a big playoff game. I think right now they was probably in like the 4th or 5th round. No, about the third.
What position did he play in baseball?
What's that?
What position did he play in baseball?
Oh, he could play the 1, 2, and 3, man. I mean, he was 1, 2, 3 hole outfielder, center fielder. I would say center fielder. Yeah, but he had a good bat on him as well. But yeah, he mainly was center field. And he literally, they played that night. I want to say we probably got out of that game probably around 10 o'clock, 10:30. Literally had to go from Whitehouse all the way to Austin to get ready for the state track meet the next morning.
So you
So
say 10:30, that's a good 4-hour drive.
exactly. Didn't even arrive to Austin till about 1 o'clock in the 1:30 in the morning. Didn't get there till about 1:30 in the morning. And had to probably get to bed about 2. Had to get right back up about 6:30. And he got out there, man, and he had his first event was the long jump. And he got out there, and like I said, we're just supporting him. We had some family come down too. Got out there, killed the long jump. Everybody's like, wow. He fresh out probably about at the most 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Get out there. So then later on that afternoon, he kind of rested up or whatever. And not only did he kill the triple jump, but he did a personal best. Actually, did a personal best on both
Events.
Both events. Got a personal best in one state, and he was the state 5A state champion in the triple jump and the long jump. And it was funny, man, because I remember getting a phone call right after that. I guess they were keeping up with it or whatever from the coach from Oregon State.
He better.
And he said, "Man, congratulations, man. Man, I didn't know it was like, he was like that." And I've been trying to tell people, man, I mean, the boy's athletic. So he was like, "Man, I can't wait to get him. I can't wait to get him." So fast forwarding, the summer came. He's supposed to go down there that summer, that June, to Oregon State. And one thing about it was he was a freshman, of course, and they wanted to change his position to cornerback. That's what he was. That's what they wanted to do. And the thing is that they wanted him to redshirt. That's what they wanted him to do. They say, "You come in, you'll come in a red shirt. That's what we want." So that's what it's going to be. Now, of course, for me being a father, I'm like, I don't care what they talking about. I don't care if they got seniors or juniors or whatever's ahead of you. You're not there to just wait on nobody. You're there to compete to take somebody's position. That's what you're there for. I don't care, because I think sometimes guys can be like, I think that kind of hinders their work ethic because they know they really are not. They're not trying to compete with this senior or whatever or this junior. So they kind of like, I'm gonna wait till my turn. I'm a red shirt. But no, I actually pushed them. Not only me, but my other family members.
But Jason, everything you done said was he done met every challenge head on and exceeded expectations. So once he got there and they saw him, with their own eyes, like you couldn't, not put him in a position to make you look good. You know what I'm saying? Because redshirting him is hurting you. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a matter of them just seeing them with their own eyes, and the rest was history. Yeah, they thought they knew what they was gonna do with him. He changed all that.
Correct, man. It was crazy. It was funny because when he first got out there, like you said, they were calling me like almost every day. I'm serious, like you don't normally get coaches calling parents like every day. I'm thinking something, like they calling me every day. Man, I didn't know he was like this. Man, I didn't know he was like that. And I'm like, man, been trying to tell you, coach. Man, this guy's good, man. This guy's a dog. And I'm like, yeah. So, fast forward a little bit. They let them play. They ended up letting them play their first game. And I remember the coach said, "Hey, man, we gonna let them play, man. But we still, man, I gotta play my seniors, whatever. I got
they got 3 games to play with.
Right. We're gonna let them play. We're gonna let them play this, play that. But I gotta play my guys." Long story short, I got a phone call, and it was his coach, his position coach. I'll never forget. He said, "Hey, man, how's Jemiah doing?" And I was like, "Coach, you should be telling me he down there with y'all. You know what I mean? How's he doing?" So I'm like, "What's up? What's up?" He said, "Yeah, man, be honest with you, man, we can't hold him back no more, man. We gonna have to let him start. I'm like, well, what? He's like, yeah, we can't hold him back no more. We feel like he ready, man. The boy's ready. I said, all right, coach. Well, it's all
No
on you.
said.
Just know this. I feel like that he'll be up for the challenge. He'll be ready. He said, all right, man. I just want to know how he's doing. I said, from my perspective, he's doing well. He's enjoying himself and he's just working hard. He was like, all right, man. So from there, man, pretty much, it was history, man. He ended up starting as a true freshman, got all freshman All-American honors, got all Pac-12 honors, at that time, Pac-12. Was doing it, man. He just did his thing, man, and that was the thing. And meeting all his other teammates and stuff, it was funny because that's all they was talking about. He's what that is, man. He got it. He got it.
They know.
That's what I would hear from his teammates, and that was really a blessing, man. And so after that season, of course, his head coach at Oregon State, he ended up taking a job at Michigan State. In Michigan,
Okay.
Jonathan Smith. Now, of course, he wanted Jamar to follow him or what have you, and but of course, we got in the portal. Jamar got in the portal, of course, and it was funny because it was a total 180. Where we were kind of scraping for offers the first time.
Yeah.
Anybody you name, it was flowing in like it was crazy. Like Jamar, I remember Jamar calling me. He was like, "Daddy, this is too much. This is too much." I was like, "Well, I said, well, it feels good to be wanted, doesn't it?" Fine,
He said it was too much.
Yeah.
So did he have anywhere he wanted to go, or he was just waiting to see, the best fit?
The best fit. That was the thing with him, best fit. So, we had a whole line of schools that we were going to go to, and but we went out. So we ended up going to Tennessee. The plan was to go. We went to SMU. We visited SMU. We were supposed to go to TCU. Then we were supposed to go to Oklahoma and some other schools. But the plan, we ended up saying we're going to go to Tennessee, then Texas A&M, then Oklahoma, then Oregon, the Oregon Ducks. And needless to say, we got down to Tennessee, loved Coach Hype, loved all the coaches, what they were doing and how they communicated. We really loved their spirit, a lot of great things to say about them.
It's a lot of tradition down there.
Oh yeah, man. Winning, hey, it's a big winning tradition down there. And so had a great visit. After that, went to Texas A&M, visit Texas A&M as well. And I remember, we're about to leave Texas A&M, and my son said, Jamar said, I'm not gonna go to Oklahoma or Oregon. I'm gonna just choose between Tennessee and A&M. I'm like, hey, this is your, this is what you want to do. This is fine, man. And so I just told him, I said, well, really think about it. You took those strong visits. Really think about, how they want to use you, how they're going to give you an opportunity. Because a lot of guys is, and hopefully this helps somebody. You really want to do your homework, because a lot of these schools, they'll pick you up, but they'll just be trying to pick you up for depth. They ain't really trying to give you an opportunity to really play or start. You see what I'm saying? They already have in mind what they already want. They'll say, oh yeah, this will be a good depth guy, or whatever, while senior or my junior plays or whatever. So we wanted to go somewhere where he had a real opportunity and he felt comfortable with Tennessee, that they was going to give him a good opportunity in order to start. Needless to say, he gets to Tennessee, and he has to work to start. He had to work to start. He had to earn his position, and he did. He earned his position. He won the starting position at Tennessee. Not only that, he ended up getting all SEC, all numerous All-Americans, AP poll in it. All those AP All-American, AP.
Yeah, I saw the video you sent me, man. Like the boy making plays, and to me, everything he did as a receiver, from their routes, their stems, that helped him as a DB. You know what I'm saying? And can you talk about that transition? You know, did he have, much to say about that?
So one thing that really stood out to the guys that actually watched this film in high school is that they saw that he had tremendous ball skills. When the ball was in the air, he was going to go get it. If you ever watch it, high school highlights, you'll see how it didn't matter how. I mean, he would make so many crazy catches. He made one-hand catches in high school. He was just going. He could go get the ball. Not only he was an outfielder, so he knew how to track a ball. You can track
baseball. Yeah, you can catch a baseball. You can catch a football.
And that was the thing. He did catch that one-hander against Alabama in the end zone. And it was funny because everybody was like, man, he was so fluent, and that's his left hand. Well, you got to understand his left hand is his glove hand. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, he was pretty much fluent. That's how all those, those things translate. But yes, definitely the ball skills, the time he had playing baseball, all that kind of translated to him being on the field and being the DB that he, the cornerback, the all-American cornerback that he is, man.
Hey, just think about it though. As a center fielder, you backpedaling and breaking on balls. That's playing cornerback right there.
Exactly. You hit it right on the nail.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, Shane, we see you, love. That's your girl, Mo.
Who that?
Shayna, she's speaking to us. She just left a message.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but so he once he got to Knoxville, and he's competing. What's that environment on game day? Because that's like one of the top stadiums, in the country that you playing at, right there off the river. Like, come on, man, tell us a little bit of that experience, man. I know it's beautiful.
So when we took the visit, it was right after the season, and he Coach Hype, the head coach, he said he asked Jamad, he was like, how's y'all's little walk, the walk when the players walk to the stadium, before the game. And he was like, yeah, how many people be there? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, probably about, maybe about 1,000, nothing too whatever. He said, how about 40,000? I said, crazy. He said, just watch. It's an average of 40,000 people at our walk. Man, we showed up at that first game. Not on the first game. This was every game. It was at least 40,000 before the game. I don't know if y'all know this, but they packed out 100,000 at their stadium. That's crazy. That's more than the AT&T stadium.
Yeah. College football, man. I mean, you have a lot more passion and fans.
Right. So, man, the atmosphere, man, is incredible. Everybody, you better win there. Just be honest. I'm serious. You better win there, man, because that's just a standard, man. And they love everybody there from little kids all the way up, man. They love football. They love Tennessee ball football, man. But yeah, that was really good for him. Not saying that Oregon State was good. I know Oregon State Stadium probably held about 38,000, 40,000. So he went from 38, 40,000 to over 100,000. So yeah, so that tells you, how they feel about their football out there in Tennessee.
Man, he was a big fish in a small pond. He just got where he was supposed to be. That's all it was. Because let me ask you this: when he left Oregon State with that coach leaving, it was a lot of kids probably that went in the transfer portal with him.
Yeah, it was a pretty significant amount that did. I don't know if y'all know about DJU. He actually got in the portal. He ended up.
Yeah, that was the quarterback there because they had a pretty good run game that year. I remember that.
And the running back I actually left as well, and he went to Miami.
Okay.
Back went to Miami. DJU ended up going to Florida State. Some guys, it pretty much moved around. But, I mean, the portal, that's not going to be nothing new, man. People are going to pretty much get in the portal every time it opens.
Every chance they get.
That's just the way of life. That's just what it is. And I don't mind it. I embrace it because one thing about it is you want to put yourself in the best position to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So if you can see clear as day, hey, these coaches are really not trying to give me an opportunity, you want to at least give yourself a chance to go somewhere where they are going to give you an opportunity.
And it's a double-edged sword. You're taking a chance, but you betting on yourself. And
Well, I'll put it to you like this: you get in that portal, you better have a plan.
For real.
I'm serious.
You better have a plan.
The portal. It's a lot of guys stuck in the portal for like the last 2 years. So
and that's on you because and now it really comes to light because just growing up, getting a scholarship, signing a scholarship, you think it's 4 years. No scholarship is 4 years. Those are always renewable year by year. Yeah. And so you might not have been in no portal, but you might not have been signing no renewable scholarship too. So just to say a new coach came, he might not have renewed your scholarship. And now you're looking, at least you can go in the portal and put yourself available to other coaches. So, it have its pros and its cons, but the most thing is, I think the best thing is you don't have to limit yourself like you once did because coaches can leave and better their situation. Why not them? Because it's an amateur sport. So I like that. You just got to be careful.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to be you got to have a plan. You have guys that just jump in the portal with no plan. Well,
like I said, sometimes you get the new coaches and, it don't work out. And they tell you you got to get in the portal because.
Yep. They
have to get a scholarship from somebody else. So.
But that's why, and then that's why it's so important. One thing that, and that was one of the reasons why at Oregon State, I told my son, I said, I don't know if, you're going to work and fight to take somebody's position, but you better get your butt in there to play. Because these days, you got to have some film. So if you ain't got no film, it's going to be kind of tight on you when you do get in that portal. But that was the thing, man. Yeah, you want to. It's not these days, man. The way it's working now, you really can't. You can't. A lot of guys can't even afford to redshirt. You got to get on that field because what's happening now is, and there's a lot of schools that do this. They utilize the portal. So let's say you a freshman and then you redshirt, right? And you on the depth chart, you second string in the depth chart, right? But then here come the portal come around. They done picked up a guy that went to Arizona State that started at Arizona State. You think they finna let you start over him? This guy got starts and he got film.
Yeah.
So it's important now these days, man, as a freshman, man, you got to get on that field, man. You got to, whether it's special teams or whatever it is, man, you got to get on that field these days.
Yeah, and not respond on emotions and make sure you have that family support that's helping guide you when you make that decision. So I think a lot of those athletes jumped in that portal, off emotions.
Yep.
All right, I'm finna tell you something I read today. The receiver, I think Eubanks for Ohio State #2, who had the fumble in the game, he's going to leave Ohio State as the all-time leading receiver while never being the best receiver at Ohio State playing there. Because you had Garrett Wilson, you had Jackson Smith. They always leaving early, so they're not putting up them actual longevity stats.
Right.
The man stayed the course. You know what I'm saying? And, so that's a rare entity right there because, like I said, he played the long game. Well, he could have left and went somewhere else and probably got those numbers and left, but he stayed the game. And, sometimes it might be best to stay. You just got to try to do what's best for you because everybody's story ain't going to be the same and everybody's path is going to always look different.
Correct. You hit that right on the nail.
So, what's my plan? This is going to be his junior year. So, what we looking at?
So we going.
He ain't red straight. Oh my God, this is just crazy. Just straight balling.
Right. Been true freshman this last year. He was a true sophomore. I mean, the plan is of course, is the work to get better. That's the plan. Get better. It was. I say this: when he became a freshman All-American and when he got those honors or whatever, I told him, I said, well, you just pretty much set the standard. So that's just what it is. I told him that, when he was on his way to Tennessee, I said, that's the standard now. You showing me you can be an All-American. That's what you're going to be from now on.
Yeah.
Needless to say, he worked to be an All-American this year. So next year, that's just what it is. Oh, well, hold on. He did get this past year. He did get Jim Thorpe Semi Finalist. So that's what we're going. That's what we're going at. I talked to the head coach, Coach Hype, not about a week ago, and he said, man, I need that Jim Thorpe award. I said, yep, that's what we're going to go get then.
I know he would love that Jim Thorpe award. That's about the best thing they have going for him at Tennessee is their defense. I think with the D lineman, number 27, I think he going to the draft. But anybody else on the defense going that you know of?
That's declaring. Oh yes, there are a couple of guys declaring for the draft, but they're going to be strong next year. They're going to be they're loaded, man. As far as that D line, people don't even know. They had a 12-man rotation, so they rotated 12 this year. So 12.
Hey, that boy put a number out there. Stop playing.
Yeah, they rotated 12. They had a 12-man rotation on that D line. So next year, man, they got like 2, I believe, off the D line that's declaring. So next year they're gonna be pretty stout. They should be pretty stout next year.
What about the running back? Is he coming back or is he done?
No, sir. The running back, Dylan Sampson, he actually declared as well.
Okay.
He carried the team a lot this year, but yeah, he declared as well on all.
But the quarterback, was that the quarterback first year starting or?
Yep.
Yeah, because that was Milton. Milton was there last year.
Milton was there last year. Yeah, right. Nico, this was his first year starting, and he was a redshirt freshman, and he did a great job, and we looking to build on that next year, man. I mean, they made the playoffs. It's only a 12-team playoffs, so they made the playoffs, man, and hopefully they can build on that, next year to finish it off next year.
They didn't play Alabama this year, did they?
Excuse me?
Did they play Alabama this year?
Yeah, they played Alabama. That's the one-hand catch interception.
The interception. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm trying to think. I was like, man, I want to see did he go up against the cat Ryan Williams? Did he have any stories about him?
That was who he was sticking. When that one-hand interception.
No. The suspense.
Shayna had a question too in the chat. So when you get a chance,
I put it up there, and I was gonna ask Jason about it, but we done ran into technical difficulties. Hey, she talking to the right person, right? Doc, you got every answer for with that blueprint you just sent the screenshot the other day to me and DT.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We talking about this question right here that Shayna put up there. What advice would you give your parents of young athletes starting this same process? So, what you got for both of y'all? And I get my little spiel also. Can y'all see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Jason?
I'm sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. I can't hear you guys for some reason. Let's see what's going on here.
Remove him from the stage. All right, Mo. What advice? Can you hear us?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll give it just based on my perspective and just dealing with some of the talent that I deal with every day, man. I just tell them to stay focused on that classroom because a lot of them, have this mentality, man, I'm only going here because I feel like my talent is going to take me there. But I said, man, there's a lot of people, a lot of athletes out there grinding each and every day, but they're also grinding in that classroom. And that's what's going to differentiate one athlete from the next is that classroom ethic. And so they got to be able to translate that also on the basketball court or the football field as well. So I really preach that.
Most definitely. Yeah, as far as grades and everything, Yeah, man, that's big time, man. And he is good in grades as well. He's always been a straight A student, and that means a lot. I remember, a lot of coaches they talk about this. If you're not doing good well in school, how can I trust you on the field?
Exactly. And you just said the key word. They had a 12-man rotation. It's always somebody can replace you.
Uh,
You're right.
You're
You're
right
right.
about that.
So, like when I talk to kids, and I don't even coach them, but when I talk to kids, I'm always encouraging them to be involved in something because when you playing sports, it gives you a reason to stay out of trouble. It gives a reason you to pass your classes, and it gives you a reason to have school spirit. You have all three of those, and that's a totally different high school experience. So, with your kids already being involved, training in sports, and he playing soccer, he's already know what it is to compete, to be involved in a team, to have teamwork aspect. And I know you as an educator gonna have them grades on point. So once he get in school, he playing sports, the first thing those coaches gonna look at is grades. That's the separator. They're gonna put a list, you know what I'm saying? Kids I can recruit, kids that I can't recruit. And then
And
they go
and
from there.
how he worked with other people.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a great thing with how, they have all these other programs, these AAU programs, and they get a chance to diversify their portfolio. How can you work good with other athletes? How can someone trust you and you trust them? And so all of those skills play an important factor in how they excel.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So
You hit it right on.
that's my little spiel. We appreciate it. That's the first time we had a little question like that we didn't, had a debate about. So yeah, we appreciate the comment. And yeah, staying out of trouble because you got all that going on. You definitely staying out of trouble because the last place you want to be is on the sideline looking.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, man, and the injury. What's the story behind that?
So yeah, he did have an injury. Just to clear things up, the injury did say that he had a ACL tear of training. He was training.
Dang.
Yeah, he was training. So, well,
Wait a minute. The dang season hadn't even finished yet. He training.
He was training. He has with one of the trainers out here in Dallas. He actually was able to put out a video of him training. That's what I'm saying. That's how he's wired. Playoffs still going on. They just playoffs. He's training for next season. And
gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
But he's in good spirit. That was actually him that called me. I don't know. It kind of threw me off, but he's good. It wasn't a full tear. It wasn't a full tear. So that's the good thing about it. If it was like one of us or whatever, we don't play sports no more. If it was like one of us, we really probably wouldn't even need surgery. But he is going to have surgery to strengthen that knee up or what have you. So he's going to have, he had surgery or whatever. And now we're just, going to rehab and make sure he get back. He's driving. He's doing everything, man. How he's still 19, so he still feel like he can dunk next week. But
well, hey man, he sounds like a young man that has the bar always set high. So you're gonna always land comfortably when you set that bar high like that, And man, I commend you because I know that takes a lot to keep a young man like that motivated because right now a lot of kids today they're looking for instant gratification, So this young man here he is getting all this awards and these achievements. It didn't go to his head. Here he is going right back to the drawing board, working on his craft, man. You can't do nothing but be a fan, which I've always been. Once I knew, your son went out there and set those records because I did triple jump and long jump in high school. So when I was asked you like, what did he jump? I was trying to see if he beat me. Yes, I won't question those anymore. I'm not gonna put my numbers out there. We just young man got some talent.
Yeah, man. He like I said, he's always been a competitor. He's always wanted to work hard, and he always had drive. His dream is to go to the next level in NFL, and I know he's gonna, work, do what he has to do to get back. So he should be. He'll be ready. The doctor say he'll be ready by this fall. We'll see. His health comes first. before football and anything else. I want to make sure he's good health and he's good and healthy, and then we'll go, to see if, as far as him getting on the field.
So he don't play no baseball, nothing like that for Tennessee. Just one sport on.
No, he don't. It was funny, man, because when we was going down there, we took that visit. He was getting asked, "You want to play baseball?" No, he was like, "No, I'm just gonna go ahead and focus on football." Needless to say, Tennessee ended up winning the national championship in baseball.
Yeah, they did.
But check it out.
Look at
who they played.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, did they change his mind a little bit now?
he was good, but it was funny because they ended up playing Texas A&M for the national championship.
That's crazy.
Yeah, those were
the two schools he picked from.
Yeah, but he's good, man. He said he don't want to, he's good. He want to focus on the next level as far as going to the NFL. So he's putting all of his work into that. And besides, in school, he putting his work in school as well. So those are the two things he's focusing on.
So what is his aspiration as far as the degree? Like,
okay, so like I said, he's always been a straight A student, a good student in sports, or in the classroom. So he does what he has to do. My whole main thing is this. And if you get the opportunity to go to the next level and to fulfill your dream, you go do it.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people don't get that opportunity. School will be there, Doc. You know that yourself because you've been going to school for a while.
Long time. Long time.
School gonna be there. And guess what? If you get to the next level, you should have the money to pay for your own school. You know what I'm saying? So
and they probably gonna show you that love when you go back and be, honorary. They ain't gonna make you, cop that because you done did so much for the school.
Right, but the way it goes, he does understand the importance of having a degree. If anything, he also understands the importance of being an entrepreneur. So whatever it is, he does understand that. He does understand that the degree can give you something to fall back on. He understands that football does not last forever. He's had with his little deal right now. So he does understand the importance of having something that will put you a little ahead of someone else as far as a degree.
Did you see the question your LB put up there?
No,
Gerald? He's asking, what? He say, what's good? What steps did y'all take as far as taking care of his body and recovery through the high school grind and into college?
What's good, man? What's good? That's my LBZ, my 8. Hey, well, one thing that I did, and this is me, and we do it, not only me, but I got family members. I still got family members that are balling as well. Vitamins are so important. Vitamins are so important. Kids don't like to eat good no way. Then you got to fight to make them eat vegetables and all that stuff. Vitamins. That was one thing that I made sure that he was taking daily. Of course, he wasn't in the same household as me, but I would make sure, hey man, you taking your vitamins. I would even kind of gauge it and be like, hey man, it's about that time. Ain't you about to run out? Oh yeah, I'm about to. Okay, I'm gonna send you some more vitamins down. And those are the main things as far as getting the kids the right nutrients that they need in order to perform at their highest.
Makes sense. There's little things that mean so much, basically.
Oh yeah. And the sleep. Make sure they get enough sleep.
Yep. Especially in this generation, man. These young men are so huge. Like I during our time, we had some big guys, but now the 6'9", 6'10", sophomores, 280 pounds. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Right.
And they grew up real quick. I was just looking at some of my freshmen. He a junior now. Dude hopped from 6'2" to 6'6", junior, senior year. I was like, man, that's crazy growth.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. Yeah, man.
A lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Real.
The world
so eating a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh,
all right, so okay, we're gonna transition from Jamal's story, and let's talk a little college national championship. So, were you rooting for Ohio State? Because I said last week, Notre Dame didn't stand a chance, and it was ugly. They made it look decent, but they didn't stand a chance to me. Did you see that coming?
So,
I did.
So I kind of felt like Ohio State was going to win. Was I rooting for Ohio State? No, I wasn't.
I got you.
Hey, I'm so much of a competitor, man, and to be honest with you, man, I can be a sore loser as well. And my thing is this: if you beat me, I don't want you to lose. I mean, you beat me, I want you to lose too. But other people look at it like this. As far as my son, they had to get through us to win the championship. So it was a good game, man. It got better towards the end, I would say. But
yeah, that fumble, when old boy fumbled, that was they finna make it just out of comeback distance, and they was just right within reach of that fumble. So that really made it interesting, and it made it a better game because I almost turned the channel. If he would have scored, I would have changed the channel. So him fumbling made it interesting because they took advantage of that fumble and stole a little momentum.
Right. But big ups to Ohio State. They have a great team. My head goes off to them, man. They earned it. Trust me, they earned it this year. This 12-team playoffs is a beast.
Yeah. Because when they lost to Michigan, you kind of made you relax, like, okay, they are invincible. You know what I'm saying? And then they came back, and they were a different team once they played y'all, because we talked about that. Like, you could establish the run game, kind of limit them, this, that, and the other. But it was a different story come game day. And my hat's off to them. My hat's off to Notre Dame. Let me ask you this: with the 12-team playoff, Notre Dame was the only team to make the playoffs without having a conference, championship game. Do you think that was fair? Like, they are independent, so they ain't have to win no conference to make it.
They still had to get the wins to earn it to get there. I see what you're saying, but they still had to earn. And guess what? When they got to the playoffs, it wasn't easy. They had, as far as getting to the championship, they got to the championship. So they kind of proved their worth of being in the playoffs. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Kind of how it is.
I understand, but it was one more roadblock for other teams to get there than them. That's what you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So,
right.
And James Franklin had pointed out, like their last game in between the next game for somebody else, like they had a whole month, to recover, to start scouting. It was just, that's a big difference. They ain't have to travel. So I think that's something they might look at. I think that is a little bit of advantage, but yeah, they took advantage of the opportunity they had. They just didn't win.
Exactly.
Look like Mo finna go on this stroll to the pool hall. Go get him some double Grand Marnier on the rocks. But let's go to the NFL before we get off the podcast. What do y'all think about the Baltimore game and the Kansas City game? Man, we can't hear nothing you saying.
Yeah, he out of there.
So what did you think about the game Sunday?
We'll just first talk about the Baltimore game. No, let's talk about KC. Let's talk about KC because they're going to get them out the way.
Yeah, the Texans and KC.
They were who we thought they were. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and that's just what he is. He's from White Texas.
Okay, once you said that, I just remembered, because how good is that? How good is that bond between Jamal and Patrick?
So Jamal actually used to play for Patrick Mahomes' dad, Pat Mahomes' baseball team.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, they know each other pretty well. Like, Patrick knows Jamal by first name.
So his dad still stays in Whitehouse.
Whitehouse is Tyler. I don't know exactly where.
Okay, but he played for his team. Okay, I got you.
Played for his dad's baseball team.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I mean, Kansas City, I was rooting for them because the hometown, Patrick Mahomes, or what have you. But it is what it is. It looks like they may win another Super Bowl this year, man.
I'm not rooting for him to win no three-peat. I'm just gonna be honest.
I mean, Kelsey is playoff Kelsey, man. Like
He is.
you can't deny that, man.
So Kelsey and who else caught a ball like DeAndre Hopkins wasn't playing. Like, man, how did they be? Well, Texans didn't capitalize on a lot of stuff last week.
Texans is a one and done, man. That's just who they are. They're gonna win that first playoff game, and that's it, man.
Well, I'm gonna say this: the Texans, they are building, and
Yes, I like everything they building.
better watch. And this was what C.J. Stroud's second year.
He declined, though, in my opinion.
Well, I think they had some issues on the O line. Joe Mixon got hurt a little bit. His receivers got hurt.
Right.
So
for the best receiver.
Let's let him keep putting this together. You know what I'm saying? Keep chopping wood. That's all we need them to do. But
they best hope though is them Rockets though. Them Rockets look good.
Them Rockets.
Yeah, they look good. Young core, like a young core. They starting to ball.
We ain't on basketball right now.
I'm just saying.
It's that coach, man. It's Ime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
I like everything he brings to the table. So I like the game. I like he getting Green under control. Because he'll have a great night backed up by some horrible nights. He's still young, living a life, trying to figure that balance out.
Yeah, he's not even their best player. That twin, Thompson.
Yeah. Oh my God! Did you see what he did to Tyler Hero?
Yeah, that's their best player. Like that's gonna be a superstar.
Yes. Yes. So, Mona made us transition.
My bad.
And so I'm wearing the Washington Commanders colors. You know what I'm saying? Because that boy Jaden McDaniels. Oh my God, man! Like how you have a rookie year like nobody expected that, man. And just like your son, he entered the transfer portal. He had these same colors at Arizona State, and I seen a Facebook meme where they was recording him his last game at Arizona State. They talking about, man, look at this trash. Pack your shit up, leave. Like they talking about that boy like that when he's leaving, man, and he go off and do this. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Man. This is what it is, man. But he's elite. He's a great quarterback, and he's gonna be a star in this league, man, in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think he's a lot more, and I hate to compare, black quarterbacks, but I think he's a lot more accurate than
say it. Then who? He's a lot more accurate than who?
I don't lost my train of thought.
Lamar.
Yes, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. All right. So I've always got a lot of backlash on Lamar as a quarterback, and it's like he's not a typical quarterback. I understand that. And just because he's not a typical quarterback don't mean, he can't be successful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no matter how far or how successful Lamar is, he's paving the way for the next Lamar. Because the next Lamar is going to be a better passer. He's going to be able to do both of those. But without Lamar, you know what I'm saying, they're not looking for these type of quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And, now they focusing on that. And Jaden Daniels is that guy. He is that Lamar version where both elements are threat at all times, even on fourth down. And I hate that Baltimore didn't really focus on Derrick Henry as much because I felt like he was the MVP of Baltimore versus Lamar. I felt like Lamar was able to capitalize off of what Henry was doing versus the other way around.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to give it to that running back. They just don't value that position like that.
It's like this. Their style of play Derek a lot of but Lamar created a lot of lanes for Derrick Henry because they other teams had to account for that boot. Because if he would have kept the ball, they had to account for that. So that's what created those lanes for Derrick Henry. Not saying Derrick Henry is not an elite running back,
Running back, I hear you.
but they both kind of feed off of each other in that regard, as far as running the ball and providing that time for the play action, providing that time for Lamar to make those throws.
But the thing is, they've always led the league in rushing, but they've never had the running back capable of King Henry. So when you put that element on top of what Lamar brings, okay, which one you gonna pick? Okay, we know we got to stop this because what he lacks most is the passing. So we're gonna focus more on the run. And so when we focus more on that run, now they'll open up those passing lanes bigger than he normally would have to throw. That's all I'm saying. They gave him, bigger windows.
I agree.
Play action was more beneficial.
I agree.
So, that's why I'm saying I felt like Henry, because they always led the league in rushing, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like on steroids. Like Philly, they always had a tush push. They always rushed, but they didn't have Saquon. You know what I'm saying? But, that's just me. And I played running back, and I hate with a passion, hate with everything inside of me, how they devalue a running back. Like, it burns a hole in me.
Well, I know now.
Mo, hurry up and get to the venue.
What's that?
I said, Mo need to hurry up and get to the venue.
Oh. I think the running back's going to make a comeback. I really do. I think they're going to realize that running backs are very valuable based on Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. I really do think that it's going to be a shift.
And I'm going to tell you, two running backs, Genty and Scatterbo, I feel like both of them running back in the league and be impactful. And I want Washington Commanders, this is my Warriors hat. I'm a Steph fan because once Steph leaves Golden State, I'm still going to wear it, but I'm following him. If they get Scatterbo, like the new John Riggins, because that's what I compare him to. He run like John Riggins, man. If they get him, they going to have both versions. I say Lamar 2.0, man. I think he's going to be nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jaden's going to be phenomenal.
All right. We had Philly and we had the Rams. I don't think the Rams had their best version with playing in the elements, but that's the name of the game, man. You got to go and play the away games, and your home sunny team that play indoor. Like, you can't put your best foot forward.
But yeah, Philadelphia had the best talent. Philadelphia had the most talent, man. So that to me, that's what should have happened. The Rams did put up a fight, but they had to.
Mo, you got something?
My bad. What was the question?
We were talking about the Rams and Philly. You watched the game?
I did, because I had some money on it. I actually thought Rams was going to play a little better than what they did. That was really quarterbacking, man. He didn't show up.
Yeah, they always say he don't play good in cold weather games because guess what? When he was in Detroit, where did they play at?
Yep, cold weather.
Indoors.
and the crazy part, he's a veteran, man. You would think at that point he will step up. Because they had some, times where they could have won that game.
I'm a Matt Stafford fan. I mean, I ride with Matt. He didn't have a good game, and hey, that's the name of the game, man. You got to go win in somebody else's stadium because they had up and down season, regular season, so it wasn't no different in the playoffs.
Right.
Yep.
The Baltimore Ravens Buffalo game. What y'all feel about how that turned out? Because I sure got my 2 cents on that one.
Man, I just hate the criticism that Andrew is getting and receiving, man, because that dude was a big time tight end all year.
Yeah.
And sometimes the game just don't play in your factor, and he did have some key critical, drops in situations, but at the same time, man, that boy held you down. I think it was a point where he had scored a touchdown 5 games in a row as a tight end.
Yeah, but that ain't got nothing to do with what happened in that second half.
Right.
Hey, man, it happens, man.
Yeah,
It happens.
They pay you to make those catches.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get my spiel. All right, I'm gonna say he's the biggest reason why they lost because of the fumble. Because like he stopped all the scoring for that second. I ain't say all the scoring, but he eliminated points that in that second half. And then I feel like the coaching takes more to blame because they gotta have Henry on those 2-point conversions. They gotta make their defense at least take a false step at some point. Like I need him to have 10 to 15 more plays in that game, and then I put it on Lamar because you can't have them turnovers, man. Like I know, you running and throwing that the opportunities for you to, have a turnover are there. I need you to limit as many as possible. They win if you have one, maybe. But I feel I put him third on the blame because that second half he put him in position to win. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Buffalo
wasn't no pushover, man.
Well, Buffalo didn't do anything to hurt themselves. They're like, you know what? Lamar to turn this ball over. We're not gonna let Josh turn it over. We're just gonna play smart. We're gonna run this ball, and we're gonna let them make the mistake. And they won.
Like coaching. That sounds like good coaching right there.
Yeah. Sometimes don't beat yourself.
Right.
So but guess what? They ain't gonna be able to do that next week. When they go to KC, they're gonna have to win that game. They're gonna have to win that game.
It's gonna be I believe it'll be a fight.
Oh, wait, man, I got more on. Oh, he muted himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm just saying when Buffalo go to KC, like they ain't gonna have Josh Allen gonna have to be more impactful than he was against Baltimore. He can't just, be a facilitator. He gonna have to be the MVP version, Josh, for them to win this game.
Josh, they don't step up when it counts, man. Like they've been there before.
Well, I can't blame that 13-second game on that. That was all Cheetah, man. Cheetah caught that ball and cheated them boys, man. That was all, because Josh played good enough to win that game. Although they lost. So, yeah, but he going to have to be MVP, Josh. He can't play the same way he did against Lamar or Baltimore to win that game. And with the other game, Philly and Washington, I had my Philly hat on last week. I got this on for Jaden Daniels. I'm really tired with who I want to go for because, I want Saquon to win it because they wouldn't let him attempt the rushing record. Like, what would y'all be without Saquon? Like, he taking away touchdown. Oh, I'm not going to score this touchdown. He done sacrificed so much for the team as a running back who's devalued. Oh, we're going to take Daniel Jones over Saquon because we paying him for. Well, he ain't worth that. Saquon is worth what you paying him and more. So for you to let him go, like, I want Saquon to win.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Cowboy fan.
My bad,
you're a diehard Cowboy, you don't never want Washington to win or Philly to win. So
well, you ain't got no choice this time, player.
I know. So I hope somehow both of them lose. I don't know how.
Hey, I got a friend, man. We in Dallas, so it's a bunch of Dallas fans, man. So it is what it is. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I stopped becoming a Cowboys fan when he let go of Jimmy Johnson. When he fired Jimmy, he fired me too. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I appreciate everything you did for me, man. We're gonna have to hook up sooner than later, man. And I'm gonna have to show you how much I appreciate this, man. I got you a batch coming up.
Okay. All right, man. Well, yeah, man.
Mo, you got yourself on mute. Oh, damn it.
Great combo, man. Good talking to you, brother. I ain't talked to you in so long.
Wow. It's been a while.
Man, we got to do better. You don't got married and and we don't see you no more.
Yeah, man. Locked up.
Yeah, congrats on that too, man. I don't think I got an opportunity to tell you that too.
Somebody ain't come, won't let you out.
Yeah.
That's the best way to be, though, man.
Yeah, man. I'm inside, dog. I ain't never outside these days.
Hey, at least we know where you at, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But man, much love to y'all show, man. Much love to y'all, man. Y'all do our thing like
Man, yeah, I got somebody to follow now, man. I'm rooting for you. Once that basketball season, I got a couple of homeboys. You know, they sons doing well. But Johnson for Texas, and then my other boy son. So it's just good to see
yeah,
these young men just doing their things, man. So
Hey,
yeah.
we're gonna have to have them on the show. We're gonna have
Oh
to
yeah.
talk
oh yeah,
about that off camera so we can, keep this thing going.
yes sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Hey, man, y'all have a great weekend. And like I said, I'm gonna get in touch with you, man, and let you know how much I really appreciate you coming over and sharing your story with us.
Appreciate you and thank
All
y'all.
right, man.
All
No
right,
love.
easy, brother.
A5.
Hey.